And welcome back to Eli Sports Network and FHS Network. It's time to wrap this broadcast up with the Alderson's Awards West post-game show for trophies, awards, t-shirts, and so much more. Go to aldersons.net for their full catalog. Tumwater wins it, Keith, 8-6, and what can be said as the defensive battle of a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely, defensive battle, and Tumwater won the defensive battle. You know, I was looking at the stats, and there wasn't hardly any for Tumwater in the second half as far as the offense. But North Kitsap ended up with 191 yards passing total, so that means they threw 124 yards passing in the second half when they only had 67 in the first half. They made that adjustment in the second half, and that pass rush in the second half, not as effective, still effective when it mattered, though. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Yes.
We can do our MVPs now if you'd like.
Sure, okay, MVP.
And we talked about it a little bit. So our Thorbeck's, time to name our game MVP in tonight's game. And it's brought to you by the Thorbeck's Wellness Center in Chehalis, Centralia, and South Bend. Strong today, stronger tomorrow, stronger together at Thorbeck's. And my Thorbeck's MVP of the game is a defensive player. It's going to go to number 52, the sophomore, who really had a good showing tonight, Malijah Tucker, with 3 sacks and several tackles for losses. And a lot of his tackles for losses were in very key situations. So our Throwbacks MVP player of the game is Malijah Tucker. And I think we both were in agreement on that.
Yeah.
With an honorable mention to Thompson. He had a couple interceptions for the team there. So a couple players you could have given it to there on the defense. In the offense, I think they're going to going back to the drawing board this week and then hopefully have some a little bit better plan for Kelso next week.
And, you know, we talked about this in the opening. What do you take from this game? It's a non-league, and, you know, it's 2 powerhouses meeting in the second game of the year. You're still going to have a lot of rust. You still have, you know, a lot of things going on in both your programs. But, you know, after this game's over now, Keith, what are you as a coach for both teams taking away?
Like I said, you know, Tumwater got out of there somewhat healthy. I mean, they had a couple guys bang up and some cramps, but no major injuries that game for Tumwater. So, and unfortunately, you can't say the same thing for North Kitsap. They had some pretty serious injuries here tonight, which is really unfortunate. I hate to see that at any school. But what I would take away if I'm Tumwater is it's a W. And it's not pretty, it's ugly, but it is a W. And they're 2-0 on the season, and their cross-peninsula rival now, Kitsap, is 1-1. So, I mean, that's going to affect the rankings and the seeding later in the playoffs. So this was an early season battle of 2 great programs that are both probably going to be in the playoffs.
Definitely. All right, well, that puts a wrap on this one again. The final score, Tumwater 8, the North Kitsap Viking 0. We'll see you next time right here on